going to start our little show here today with one of the classics of magic. It's known as the cut and restored rope. But before I begin, I'm going to tell you a little bit about this particular piece of rope. You see, this piece of rope, like pretty much every piece of rope you may have encountered in your life, has two ends, one on each. And we have one middle. If I were to cut the middle of the rope, of course, we would have two ropes with four ends. But imagine just for today we could find one rope that had three ends, like this. And I must say you are quite lucky to be here on a day like this when you can witness a rope that has three ends. But if we stretch our imaginations a bit further, perhaps we could have one rope that had four ends, like that. I know it's getting a little crazy now. Really, two of those ends should be somewhere down here toward the middle. Something like that. There, you see, we still have a rope with four ends, but at least we have two over here and two over there. Of course, if I pull on these two ends, you see we actually have two ropes. This one and that one. Now for something really different. I'm going to tie the ends of this rope together to make a knot. And I'll tie the ends of that rope together to create, you guessed it, a second knot. So we have one loop over here and one loop over there. But wouldn't it be great if I were actually able to link these two loops together, just like this? Thank you. Oh, would you like an explanation? Yes? You see, to create an illusion such as this, all you really need to be able to do is to tie a very special knot. You see, this is a knot which is not a knot. It's simply not. Now let's see, where were we before the explanation? Oh yes, I believe we had one rope that was tied together with a knot. But let me show you something completely different. I'm going to show you an illusion with nothing more than a piece of rope. And the illusion is known as the illusion of the traveling ends. Watch the first end of the rope travel from right here to right over there. The second end, much the same as the first. So here we have the two ends, and here, the middle of the rope. Thank you. But let me show you something completely different. We're going to make this a little bit more impossible, if not at least highly unlikely. I'm going to take the two ends of the rope and place them down here in my pocket. For folks, you see, with the ends of the rope safely secured in my pocket, there's absolutely no way for me to tie a knot in the rope, like this. And of course, as long as those ends remain down there in my pocket, there's also no way for me to untie the knot, like that. And once the knot vanishes, of course, so do the ends. You see, we have an endless loop. Now I know what you're asking, where do the ends go? Well, they're right here in my pocket. So you see, here we have a rope with no ends, and here two ends without a rope. But if I were to hang those ends back on top of the loop, it would appear to be quite normal. And in fact, it is indeed. Thank you. Now folks, at the beginning of all this silliness, I promised to show you a classic illusion of magic called the cut and restored rope. So let me get to it now. It's the same old trick with the same old piece of rope, but a brand new pair of scissors. Very, very sharp. So once again, we have two ropes. If I pull on this one, that one becomes shorter, until they're almost restored. You see, I have one long rope here, one short rope over there. But to completely restore the ropes, we need to do something with the small piece. So I'm going to pass that right back into the long one, just like this. Until I'm left with a knot. Untie the knot, and we have nothing but a rope. Thank you. Now, folks, for our next bit of magic, I am going to need the assistance of a couple of our smaller volunteers. Hi, how are you doing? What's your name? Would you like to help? Come right on up here. Yeah, come right on up here. Hi, how you doing? Stand right here next to the box, okay? Perfect. How about you? What's your name? Come right on up here, Sonny. Stand right next to this gentleman right here. And how about you? Would you like to help us out? Absolutely. Folks, let's give them all a nice round of applause for volunteering. I'd like you to hold the blue handkerchief if you would. And you may hold the red handkerchief. And for you, young man, you may hold, well, that's white. This is red, isn't it? You hold the red handkerchief right there. Confusing myself. I'm going to introduce the audience to the bag of mystery. Yes, the bag of mystery. Completely empty, both inside and out. Yet mysteriously, I can reach inside the bag and produce from it a blue silk handkerchief. Ooh, hold on to that tightly, all right? Still completely empty, I can reach inside the bag and produce from it a white silk handkerchief. I know, it's amazing, isn't it? Still completely empty, I can reach inside the bag, produce a small child. I need a bigger bag, obviously. I'll tell you what, let's try it a little bit differently, okay? I'm going to have you put that red handkerchief right inside the bag there, if you would. And you place in the white handkerchief. And you place in the blue handkerchief. Now, all together, let's wave our hand over the bag and say, abracadabra. Abracadabra. Very good. Now, young lady, if you would, I'd like you to reach inside and produce your favorite color. Oh, that's my favorite color as well. Let's give them a nice round of applause. Folks, for all our young volunteers, thank you for helping me out. And thank you. And thank you, sir. Come right over here. Now, folks, before we end our little performance here today, we are going to recreate one of Houdini's most famous mysteries, the water torture cell. But before I do that, I would ask the assistance of one of the ladies in the audience. One of the ladies in the audience. Hi, what's your name? Tiffany? Come right on up here. Ladies and gentlemen, we have found the mysterious, mind-reading Tiffany right here on our stage. Let's give her a nice round of applause. Tiffany, if you would, please hold out your hand. Place your other hand on top of the deck of cards. Tiffany, earlier today I made a prediction before you came, and we're going to test this out. Have you ever had any experience with ESP? No? How about ESPN? One or two? Okay, that's fine. Gentlemen, a question for you. Do you believe it's true that at some point every lady has read your mind? Oh, yeah. We're going to see if that holds true, Tiffany. We're going to see if that holds true with a couple of ladies in the audience. What's your name? Casey. Inside a deck of cards, Casey, there are 4 suits. We have the hearts, the clubs, the diamonds, or the spades. Casey, the card that I predicted earlier today, do you believe it was a heart, club, diamond, or spade? Tell us nice and loud right now. Diamond. A diamond. Very interesting. What's your name? Sharon. Sharon? Sharon, within the diamonds, as you know, some have faces and some have numbers. Was that card a face card or a number card? A number card. Very interesting, Tiffany. You know the number cards within the diamonds? Those would be the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10 of diamonds. What was the card that I turned upside down earlier today in that deck of cards? Tell everyone now. The 2, the 3, the 4, the 5, the 6, the 7, the 8, the 9, or the 10. Pick a number right now and tell us. That 8 of diamonds. Very interesting that you would say that. Would you lift your hand, please? I'm going to have you hold on to the box, if you would. And if you see an 8 of diamonds in this deck of cards, please let everyone know, okay? Oh, wait. There is one card and one card only upside down. Would you take it and show everybody? the 8 of diamonds. Folks, let's give the ladies a nice round of applause. And please don't tell anyone how we did that, all right? Right on here. Now, folks, once again, before we end our little performance, we are going to recreate one of Houdini's most death-defying mysteries, the water torture cell. But prior to that, I am going to teach one lucky gentleman in the audience here one of the oldest feats in magic. Dates back some 2,000 years and has come to be known as the ancient mystery of the Chinese linking rings. Now, if anyone here has ever wanted to learn how this was done, raise your... Hi, really? What's your name, sir?
Ed.
Ed, come right on up here, Ed. Right over the... Folks, the amazing Ed! Right here on the trap door. Watch your chin. On the way down. Okay. Ed, please remember, that's ring number 1. That's ring number 2. That's ring number 3. And that's ring number 4. Did you follow that, Ed?
Got it, yeah.
Good. Do you know which one this is?
3.
I'll tell you what, I'll give you a little hint, okay? Ed, which one do you think this is? Say ring number 1. Ring number 1, that's right. Ed, I want you to take a look at that ring if you would. Make sure there's no trap doors, any secret compartments, openings, or holes in that ring. Ed, is that a solid ring?
Yes.
You're sure?
Yes.
Did you find any holes in it?
No.
We missed the big, oh my. He's a comedian too, and a magician. Ed, I'd like you to turn and face me if you would, please. And hold that ring just like you're driving right at me. Just raise it up a little bit lower. Perfect. Folks, on the count of 3, we're going to create the illusion of passing solid steel through solid steel. Are you ready, Ed? Watch. 1, 2, 3. That's solid steel through solid steel. Now, Ed, that was the first part of the trick. Can you guess what the second part might be? Say, taking them apart. Taking them apart, that's absolutely right. Ed, to take the rings apart, all we have to do is rub them together a little bit, create a little friction, and then blow right where they're connected. Did you follow that, Ed? Good, because you're next. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting Ed in a feat of prestidigitation and legerdemain. Give him a nice round of applause for volunteering. You just began, Ed. Stay right there. Ed, please remember, that's ring number 1. That's ring number 2. I want you to take those 2 rings and hold them out at arm's length. Real tight in your right hand. Just kidding, Ed. Right out here. On the count of 3, that's this many, I want you to hold on to one ring, then drop the other one, and try and link those 2 rings together. Think you can do that, Ed?
Sure.
Don't worry, they all have faith in you. Just watch your toes, okay? Ed, on the count of 3, are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Hold on to one ring. Drop the... He did it! Ladies and gentlemen, the amazing Ed! Right here. Wow, you are a fast learner, Ed. I'll tell you what. I'm going to show Ed how to take the rings apart. But Ed, I want you to hold those rings out in your right hand, if you would. And I want you to spin the bottom ring. There you go. Pick that one up and spin the other one. Spin the other one. There you go. That's just to show everybody they're both solid. Now, Ed, if you would, I want you to hold the rings back out in your right hand. Reach through the top ring. Grab the bottom ring. Take it out and hold it at shoulders level for just an instant. Then place it back in just the way you got it. And when you get them back together, give them a spin. Have you got it back together yet, Ed?
Yeah.
That's great! Amazing! Wow, you're a fast learner. Give them a spin there, Ed. Show them they're together. Well, since Ed is such a quick learner, I'm going to show him another way of linking and unlinking 2 rings. Ed, I want you to hold the rings out with both hands. Face your audience there. Rub them together a little bit. Create a little friction. There you go. And then blow right where they're connected. Now, Ed, the ring that comes off, place it up your arm. Place the ring in your right hand into your left. Tip the ring off your shoulder onto the one in your hand. And when you get them back together, give them a spin. Have you got them back together yet?
Yeah.
That's amazing! Wow, you are quick. Well, I'm not sure how I feel about being shown up like this. So folks, I'm going to show you that there's actually more to this trick than just linking and unlinking 2 rings. For instance, we could have a chain of 4. Twist them like this, 2 on 2. Each ring is now linked twice through 2 other rings. Now we have 2 on 1. That's 3 on 1. Ed, help me count them off, if you would, please. That's ring number
1.
That's ring number 4. Don't mess me up. Okay. Ring number, say 3.
3.
Ring number, say 2.
2.
2.
2.
Ed, by any chance, are these the 2 that you had? Ring number 2 and ring number 1 for solid separate bands of steel. Let's give Ed a nice round of applause. Thank you very much, sir. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as I've been promising, we are going to conclude our performance tonight with Houdini's most famous mystery. Down through the ages, the name Harry Houdini has become synonymous with magic and escapes. And one of Houdini's most famous mysteries was the water torture cell, where every night he would be handcuffed, hung upside down by his ankles over a tank filled with water, and once dropped inside, he was locked and had to escape from this precarious position and also escape what could be a watery demise. Now, would you like to see this death-defying act recreated right here at Downtown Disney tonight? Yeah! Great, I need a volunteer from the audience. Really? Wow, you guys are crazier than I am. What's your name, young man? James, right here, the death-defying James, right here on our stage. James, I have a very important question for you. Can you swim? Can you hold your breath? Excellent. About how long? 20 minutes? Yeah, about 20 minutes? Okay. Yeah, we should be able to get you out, no problem then. Folks, we're going to send James around back. If you would just follow the amazing master magician Mike right over there that's waving at you, he'll get you all squared away. Now, folks, while James makes his way around to the water torture cell, I would like to make mention to all of you that we here at Magic Masters are a beginner magic shop for brand new beginning magicians. We have magic tricks for all ages. Also, as James makes his way around to the tank there, I would like to mention we are not actually going to drown James tonight, much to the dismay of some family members, obviously, but we are going to cause him to vanish, and I need all of your help for that. We're going to count together from 1 to 3. Let's do it now. 1, 2, 3. He's gone.
Wow.
Folks, we are sending James on a journey through time and space to the Magic Kingdom, but not the one here at Walt Disney World. We're actually sending him around the world to the Magic Kingdom in Tokyo Disneyland, where it's still bright light out even at this hour. It works kind of like this, only completely different. I have a little orange handkerchief that once I poke through my fist changes to blue. You see how it blew away? Then when I snap my fingers, it changes back again to orange. Would you like to help me out with this? Come right on up here, young man. Come right on up here, right over here. Yes, see how he volunteers? Just stand right here, sir. How about you? Are you brave? Come stand right over here. I need somebody to watch this from close up. There's a brave young man. See, how you doing? All right. You know it's actually an illusion, right? That handkerchief never actually goes inside my fist. I know it kind of looks like it's going in there, but it's not really there, you see. It actually goes up your sleeve. Yeah, not up my sleeve. I said it goes up your sleeve. You got anything else in there? Boy, you're quite a magician too. Nice to meet you. Folks, give him a nice round of applause. Now it's also time for us to bring James back, and I need all your help once again. Folks, we're going to count down from 3 to 1. Let's do it together so he can hear us all the way from Tokyo. 3, 2, 1. Oh, look, and he even had time to do a little shopping while he was there. Folks, let's give James a nice round of applause for helping us out. And thank you all for joining us here at Magic Masters. My name is Joseph, and we're going to have another demonstration of magic right inside those doors right now. Come join us.